Well, welcome back to the Ropes Family Podcast. I think this is our last episode of 2025.
That's crazy.
How do you feel about that?
It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know how many episodes we've done in 2025.
I don't know.
This is our 76th episode. Because we took like part of the summer off. We didn't do them all summer.
I have issues.
No, I think it was just like, it's okay. It's okay to take breaks sometimes. It's okay. And
We should do one from Asia again this year.
Yeah. Whenever you go there.
Yep.
Or maybe Peru again. If Donovan goes to Peru. Or if I go to Peru. Or whoever goes to Peru.
I'm not going to Peru.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't even have spare time.
I thought you were going to say tires. So Courtney and I are, we're at the end of a semester of ministry. And you can probably tell by the last episode was pretty apparent, and then I think this one is gonna be like our brains are tired, and we've gone to there's just a lot going on. We got Christmas parties going on tonight.
We do
for youth, and what are you doing in children's
games?
Games.
We're gaming.
What kind of games?
One where you like spin the little thing, and whatever bow it lands on, you'll get that gift. One is like toss little, I don't know, circle things onto antlers.
Children's
Rings.
minister / carny.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
And the other one is something with kisses. Not one kisses, but like Hershey kisses. I can't remember what it is. I guess I'll look that up after this.
We're doing a white elephant gift exchange, and then I've got this idea for this game. I saw it on Instagram. I hope it's gonna work. This is gonna be a big group for it to work, but you tie knives or tape knives and thumbtacks to a Roomba, and then you have everybody blow up balloons, write the names on them, and the last one standing is the winner.
That's awesome.
So that's the game we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing with knives.
So you have sharp objects, I have kisses. Okay.
Yeah. That's the difference in youth ministry and children's ministry, right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I hope it works out. It may not work that as well as I want it to. It just depends. There's gonna be some trial and error, I think.
Oh no, don't you talk about? Have you seen that game where you put the balloons on the kids, and they have thumbtacks, have to like run around and like pop the balloons while they're hooked to the kids? I mean, it sounds dangerous, but
yeah, it's like running around with
thumbtacks.
Fun. Anyway,
okay. Back
so
to
speaking of what we're speaking about, we're continuing Advent, but we're gonna smush two together. So we're gonna do joy and love today. So Advent basically means the coming of, right? It means the coming of Christ. Last week I said it's always Christmas. It means the coming of. That's kind of what we celebrate on Christmas, the coming of the Savior being born on this earth. And then we have Jesus coming back. Jesus is always coming. So how do you want to start this? Do you want to do joy first and then love? Joy. Or do we just kind of want to smush them together?
We can do whatever. I just have them split into joy and then love.
Okay. Do you want to give us a definition of joy?
Joy?
Yep.
This is Webster's. Joy is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. Which I knew you were going to disagree with, and I was just waiting. And then my kids on Sunday, because we talked about joy, they defined it. One of them raised their hand and said, candy makes me happy, but Jesus gives me joy. It's like, wow, perfect.
That's good.
Proud of you, kid.
What is the joy that Jesus gives you? That's the next question. You can kind of get more philosophical on, but whatever. We're not going to.
You can.
I don't like that definition. I don't like web.
He always argues with
the joy
dictionary.
Pleasure. What is it? Joy means
feeling of great pleasure and happiness.
Okay.
It's way more than that, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And I kind of have a abstract definition of it. The definition that I kind of came from Psalm 100, which I think you referenced last week or the week before. We're talking about Thanksgiving or something. Thankfulness, the entrance gates with Thanksgiving. But it's only 5 verses. So I'm going to read it real quick, and then I'll kind of have... That'll kind of set me up with the framework for the definition. It says, make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name, for the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever. The reason I picked that verse is because it it can kind of help us see God's love and joy in the little 5-verse passage. But looking at Psalm 101 and 2, so make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. So joy is the expression. Mm-hmm. It's an expression of the goodness of God. Mm-hmm. That's going to make a joyful noise to the Lord because he is good. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. He is he who made us, and we'll kind of get into that more. But joy, the joy we get from Christ is a little different than what the world would think joy, like the great pleasure, right? Mm-hmm. And the kid in your ministry said the same thing. Mm-hmm. Candy makes me happy, but Jesus gives me joy. That's I also was going to look at another verse in James. It kind of relates to this. It kind of puts a joy into perspective. So James 1:2, it says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that by the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." And then verse 4 says, "And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." So count it all joy, my brothers, right? When you meet trials of various kinds. So you kind of put it in. You put the definition that I gave a second ago, the expression of the goodness of God, as joy. So consider God good when you face trials of various kinds, mm-hmm. right? Consider it all joy. Consider that God is good mm-hmm. in all of these things.
No, and I agree with that. One thing I came up with is I think joy is just a reflection of Jesus living in you, mm-hmm. because, like you're saying, when we go through trials and stuff, you can see people going through things and still being joyful. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're not happy about the situation, but they still have joy.
It's kind of like peace, right?
Yes, still like, wow, look, they're all connected again. But in Galatians 5:22, that's the fruit of the Spirit, mm-hmm. because when we have the Holy Spirit, we produce fruit, and one of those is joy. And so the Holy Spirit is living in us, which is causing us to be joyful, mm-hmm. which, like you're saying, consider it pure joy when you're going through all this stuff because you have Jesus.
And that joy leads to something, right? Mm-hmm. It leads to steadfastness. It mm-hmm. leads to, testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Mm-hmm. And in Romans, I think that's the passage I'm going to preach on is in Romans 5 on the 28th when I preach here. Mm-hmm. It's very similar to this, of course, I'm drawing a blank on the exact memorization of the thing, but it's basically the same thing. The testing of your faith produces endurance, and mm-hmm. endurance, but I think to define joy is to, and it's joy and how we can relate these together. Do you have anything else on joy? How we can relate joy and love together is, it's also found in the Psalm 100. But if you think about it, joy is an expression of love. It's mm-hmm. an expression of love for God and the love of God dwelling within us.
That's true.
So, verse 3 in Psalm 100 says, "Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who made us, and we are his," right? We are his workmanship. He created us for a purpose, created for he's got a plan for us. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture, right? And shepherds, they take care of sheep, right? They give them what they need. And that's how we can see God's love is by he gives us the joy that we have in the trials, in the hard things. And then in verse 5 it says, "For the Lord is good, his steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations." It's like if you take it back, I'm going to be all over the place. If you take it back to James 1:2, it says, "Consider it all joy when you face trials." You can say, okay, we've considered it all joy because love and joy from God endure forever. They endure the test of time. They endure the trials of various kinds. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Or is I'm just thinking too abstract?
No, it makes sense.
So what is Webster's definition?
You're not going to like it. An intense feeling of deep affection, great interest, or pleasure in something.
I think we've defined love before.
We have.
Yeah. On the What is Love episode a long time ago. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. A deep, what does it say?
An intense feeling of deep affection, great interest and pleasure or pleasure in something.
My only critique on that is love is a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't
My next thing literally is love is a choice. It is an action.
Yeah, it is not. It's not a feeling, because if
No.
you wait on your feelings to love, then you're gonna be waiting forever, and you're gonna love different things all the time.
And we're called to love our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting on your feelings to love your enemies. You're not going to, or I wouldn't.
Yeah, love is a conscious choice, right? It's, we are the sheep of his pasture, right? Sometimes sheep are stupid.
Yeah,
Most of the time, sheep are stupid.
very.
I think I've never had sheep,
They are.
but it takes a choice to love the sheep. It takes a choice to lay down your life. In this instance, that Christ does, to lay down your life for the sheep. Right? It takes a choice to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good point.
And I think too that love isn't something that we can just like set off to the side, like our houseplants. We have to water those houseplants. We have to, provide sunshine for them, or they'll wither and die. If we just set our love off to the side and do not keep in the Word and keep in Jesus, love just starts going downhill. And when I hear people talk about like, hey, I fell out of love with my spouse, or I just can no longer love this person. That's not an action.
Yeah.
That's a feeling, like you're saying, and that's not what it's about.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And that's kind of what feelings, like, yeah, you're not always going to feel butterflies,
No.
in whatever situation, and I kind of talked about that a couple weeks ago with the random things I get hyper focused on, like airplanes or, the things like that. Like if I were to love if I were to think my feelings were all love,
Yeah.
to everything, I would love every single thing all the time, or whatever it is. If I base my love on how I feel, I'm gonna get hurt. First off, second of all, my love isn't gonna mean much because my feelings don't mean much.
Right.
Because my feelings will lie to me. My feelings, I realize that's kind of insensitive to say my feelings don't mean much, but. I mean,
But in comparison to Jesus's love,
yeah, in comparison
that is an action, that is a choice.
Yeah, and I think like my feelings will lie to me, just like you can't base your whole life on the way you feel.
No.
Do what makes you feel good.
That is a sad part of our world right now.
Yeah, like that's a big thing. Like do how
You do you.
And your feelings matter. I mean,
Your feelings do matter, but to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, they matter to the point of your emotions, but they don't matter to what the truth is.
Right.
Your feelings don't change the truth.
Right.
And somebody that loves somebody, like a loving parent, like how I would my Elliot. Okay, so Elliot will get really mad at something, and I'm like, dude, I'm not afraid of how angry you are at me.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of how you feel, because I'm making the right choice for you. No, I'm sorry you can't have these hot cakes or whatever hot cakes, this extra honey bun that we have. Sorry, you cannot have that because, it's not healthy for you. It's just going to make you sick. You can't have all the candy in the world. It's going to make you sick. I'm sorry that's going to make you angry, and your feelings are going to make you think that I'm wrong, that I'm the worst dad ever. But because I love Elliot, I'm going to make that choice for him, and his feelings aren't right.
Yesterday we found out that one of our children had not done his science fair project that's due today. And so we made him skip practice. And you would have thought we cut off a limb by the way he acted. He was furious. And we were like, we're sorry. You're feeling this way, but we know better than to let you fail science for the semester.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
No.
You're gonna wish you didn't fail science.
Yeah, I was like, you want to be 6th grade again?
Yeah.
Then stop.
Yeah, we're trying to help you. If it doesn't make any sense, and sometimes God's love doesn't make sense, right?
Sometimes God, I guarantee, looks down here and is like, could you stop?
Yeah, just chill out.
I'm taking you down this path because you need to go this way, and I'm like, I'm gonna fight you tooth and nail.
Yeah.
He's like, mm-mm.
There are instances in my parenting journey that I have where I like say something to my kids or I parent them and I'm like, is that how God would have done that? Usually it's not. Usually I was not okay and I was not making the right choices, but sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I think I think it would be okay. Yeah. Get the nod. Okay. You did that right. Sometimes it's here or there, it just depends on, but that's besides the point. So a good point that I just realized is when we talked about love, what did we talk about? We talked about obedience, right? That's a big factor in love. Mm-hmm. And that we can have this joy. We can have a joy from Christ because we love Christ, because and how we show love to Christ as we obey his commands. Mm-hmm. It's all related. And that's why I think joy and love they play a critical role in the life of a believer, but they don't look like what the world looks like. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got a family challenge?
Love. ELE. Everybody love everybody.
The family challenge is to love everybody. Is that
That's hard. I don't want that one.
Well, yeah.
We know I'm struggling.
It's hard to love everybody.
It is.
Because why? Because you feel like you don't want to. Because your feelings might be hurt.
They are very hurt.
Yeah, it may be hard to hurt something. It may be hard to love somebody.
Hateful humans.
I may cut that part out.
No, you can leave it. I want them to hear it.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I may cut that part out. We'll see.
I don't care.
Yeah, but it's hard to love people because they hurt our feelings, right? Mm-hmm. But just consider how much joy you would have if you just let it go. If you just loved them and considered it all pure joy, my brothers and sisters. I know it's hard. I can see the look on your face. You guys, the listeners, can't.
It's a good look on my face.
But consider it. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Like,
right.
The love is there. And it's
not there right now.
I know. I understand.
Struggle.
But just imagine if it was.
Yeah.
Like how much easier life would be instead of having to worry.
It's true.
Instead of having, but it's hard because it's our feelings. Our feelings get so much in the way. It's our...
Last night I actually thought this when I was going over my notes and I was like, it's not a feeling, it's an action. Mm-hmm. As I'm sitting there going...
It's a choice.
You need to make a choice.
Yeah, and anybody that's listening can find there's somebody or there's something that they're holding on to because of the way they feel. Mm-hmm. And if you apply this, that our feelings will sometimes be wrong, but God's love won't be wrong. And if we trust God, then our joy may be complete. Mm-hmm. That, for the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever. And he is what we focus on instead of our feelings, and I understand it's hard. I get that, but that's your family challenge.
Well, and it's hard to be joyful if you don't have love.
Yeah. If you're constantly like
hating on someone
or focusing on their feelings towards somebody, where's the joy in that?
Yeah. Where's
the joy in that? So that's your family challenge and it's going to be a tough season. I know Thanksgiving was kind of hard, but Christmas kind of comes right around. It's a joy season, but there's a lot of things going on, and so all we need to do, and this is easier said than done, is focus on the Lord is good and that he loves us. His steadfast love endures forever, and that we should make a joyful noise to him because joy is the expression of the goodness of God. All right, that's all we got this week. That's all we got for this year. We will talk, all we got this year. So we are done until January. We'll talk at y'all next year. Peace. I'm so sorry. That's a terrible dad joke. But we will talk at them next year. After you hear this podcast, the next time you hear this podcast.
2026.
2026. That's a big year for me. I'm looking forward to it. But we'll talk at y'all later. Peace.